Hey y'all, I'm back. Maureen is as well. She's just behind the camera this time. But she's going to help me out as the world's best interviewer and ask me questions about my bonsai project that I'm really excited about. So, Maureen, fire away. What do you want to know?
All right, so what is the goal with bonsai trees? Like what are you trying to do with these plants that you have?
Okay, great. So, plants. That's what we're talking about. Yes, bonsai is ancient Japanese art of basically manipulating regular trees and tree cuttings and seeds and growing them into adult but miniature versions of themselves. So what I'm doing is every Friday afternoon with 5 of my students, we are trying to perfect this art. And this actually takes years, but I'm trying to kind of mash everything into half a year. And we're going to try to start making bonsai trees that the kids can eventually take home and keep taking care of for as long as they want to. So that's just the basics of it, but there's lots more to talk about, so where should we go?
Well, maybe we should look at some of the actual trees that you have there.
Great. Start with this one. All these trees have a story, by the way. This tree, which Maureen will zoom in on, is really cool. I have 4 others of these upstairs, and they're mango trees. This is the story. At Christmas, we bought a bunch of mangoes to eat and enjoy, and I suddenly thought to myself, hey, I wonder if we can grow these. How hard would it be to grow these tropical trees in the Northern Hemisphere? So we looked it up, and I watched on YouTube, of course, right? Go to YouTube for everything. A bunch of videos about how to do this, and believe it or not, as you can see, the process has worked really well. We put the seeds in our cupboard after we took the husk, you know, that hard part that's always kind of like hairy and whatever on the inside of the mango after you've eaten it. We took that off, and how long was it that we put it in?
Like 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah. It was 2 weeks in our cupboard in the dark in a Ziploc bag, and inside the Ziploc bag it was covered with a wet towel. 2 weeks later we took it out. The seed had split open. There was a root that looked like a crab leg coming out that was all hairy and kind of reddish. And then this red shoot was starting to come out. 2 weeks later, this is how much the tree has grown. So we're going to let this one go natural for a while and then start trimming the roots and stunting the tree, but trying to make it mature. So that is the story with the mango. Next we have 2 conifers. I'll just do them at the same time. You can see them here. This is a cedar, this one with small needles, and this is a white pine. 2 of my students are working on these, and you can see there's wire. Maybe it's far away, but they've wired these trees into shapes that you can see. They're kind of maybe unnatural looking now, but these trees are going to actually grow into these shapes, and then in a few months we'll take the wire off, and they'll have a tree that is shaped and hopefully filled out. They're both starting to get new growth, which is really cool. And then we will eventually put them in a shallow pot and trim the roots. The last one is weeping willow tree, which we've taken tons of cuttings of, many cuttings, and trimmed them down. They've sprouted a ton of roots, as you can see. This is awesome because you can see the roots growing in this container. And there is so much you can do with these trees. As you can see, they're extremely fast growing, and we will be able to manipulate the tree to get that nice weeping shape. And so at the end of summer, these trees are going to look even more amazing than they already do. But realistically, this is 3 weeks from when we just hacked it off of the tree. Okay, so this was just a bare branch in the middle of winter, and now it's its own tree, which is really amazing. So that's basically the project. What else?
Well, that's really incredible. I'm glad you're teaching children about growing things.
Yeah.
Is there any lesson you want them to get out of it, or art form maybe, or appreciation for plants? Or
Yeah, of course. I think it's important for kids to learn how to work with nature, because too many of us grow up ignorant to that. So learning how to grow things, how to nurture something, and not just kill it, takes work and it takes patience. So patience, moral of the story, be patient and let the thing grow, but you can do so much with it. So they work on these every week. All right.
That's great. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed. See you later.